getting the word out. I usually wait 3 or 4 minutes because people, the way it's sequenced out, and that way, everybody can be at the very start when I want to start talking about it. Let me tell you about the market just real quick. Today has been a spin day, spinning around, making you think one thing or all that. But I think we've done real well. We made a trade this morning in TNT. Did anybody make that trade where I bought the TQQ and made the real nice, no friction type trade this morning? Anybody make that trade? You'll get there, Oscar. You'll get there. How many people's enjoying TNT? Way to go, Bruce. Thanks for saying that. Pete says he loves it. Yeah, it was just a nice, you know, you'll typically see me do something like that around 5:30 to 6 in the morning because that's a good time to, sort of read the market and do it. It's easy to do it in TNT, okay? Or TQQ. Anyway, I like it. It adds up. No problem, Laura. You'll be fine. Very educational in the James. Yep, yep, yep. Well, we had a big response. There's three. If somebody said, "Hey, Tom, I'm new. I want to educate myself, and I want to go. I would like to do it right." There's three. And I think Jim. I don't know if Jim's here. Okay. Jim said that he'd sign up for TNT. He'd get the roadmap software. And by the way, we had a bunch of people that got that, but he'd also get MTI by DTI. If you get those three things, and then you use that new secret weapon inside the roadmap, the odds really do swing in your favor. For example, it was easy to see with MTI that Palantir was taking a break today, right? Okay. NVIDIA was taking a break today. Do y'all remember that stock I mentioned? Jonathan brought it up to me, and I did actually. I said this stock, Dave. Y'all remember me telling you about Dave, 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 that stock? I wish I could tell you I bought it at 100 because it's 164 today. Can you believe that? It's jumped 64% in 2 days. I couldn't believe it. So anyway, I traded that today, picked up $300. I just had to get a taste of it after missing that 60-point move. It was really, you ought to look at it. That sucker, it's at 165, 164 right now. That's crazy. Pretty wild when you think about it. So the market, I would look at 4 o'clock, the market is going to go to uh, the president, and it wouldn't surprise me if he put a big announcement out at 4. That's my thoughts. With China, is he going to Saudi Arabia Sunday? Isn't that the schedule? He's going to Saudi Arabia Sunday. So, and he's got Scott Bessent, Jameson Greer meeting the Chinese this weekend. And it wouldn't surprise me to sort of him frame the setup with something real positive today after 4 o'clock. But guess what? You can trade stocks up to 8 tonight. Are y'all aware you can trade stocks up to 8? Who's aware that they can trade stocks up to 8 o'clock? All right, Polly, I'm glad you're smiling. Well, futures are traded. You can trade futures up to 5 o'clock. Futures up to 5. Bruce, is he leaving on Monday or Sunday? I was told Sunday, but he's leaving on Monday. All stocks on TD Ameritrade. Bob Tasty, I don't think does it, but on Schwab you can't. I think they still operate on the old time period, but I believe, they got their model and that's what they do. Does anybody here have a Robinhood account? Yeah, I was talking to somebody and they were talking about Robinhood having a lot of great technology. I got a trial account with, and I might end up trying them out because pretty good. The market's rallying right now. If you want to, would y'all like a TQQ trade? Would you like a TQQ trade to close out today? We just do one and talk about it if you want to. You can buy the TQQ at the market. You got a risk of 58.89. Not much money risk, but you could do a TQQ trade today. Everybody got that before I get started? Shirley, it's just the stock itself. Well, that's good, Hector. Thanks for that insight. I'm long to TQQ, got to stop at 58.89. Y'all remember what I told you? My rule, if you don't know what to do and the market's headed in a certain direction, buy the TQQ if it's going up, going down by the SQQ. Y'all remember me telling you to do that? That's a simple way. You might not make as much money you would having an option or something like that, but you'll make some money if you got the direction right. All right. I think we're cooking with gas. Let's get started. Oh, yeah. There's a high degree of risk involved in trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results. In my opinion, we had a great week, and having patience and waiting for opportunities, okay, is very, very good, okay? Very good, in my opinion. Now, the weekly newsletter has been a big hit. Make sure you're in the Telegram channel. If you're not part of it, get part of it. It comes out Monday afternoon. $9.99 for a year. Make sure you get in the Telegram channel. Once I get to enough people in my Telegram channel and on the weekly newsletter, I'm going to raise that price, okay? I'm getting close, but make sure you don't procrastinate on that. BitTo, y'all remember me putting everybody in BitTo? It was on I said buy it, and Jonathan was off the charts. We made $1,000 off the second half of BitTo, sold out at 283. I talked about Bitto and pretty good stuff, huh? SP, when do they pay those dividends? I bet too, yeah, but that's pretty good. Let's think 229%, and it didn't shake us up and down, did it? It was a pretty straight, went our way the whole way. That's the kind of trade I like. That's a Cadillac trade. That's a Cadillac trade. Huge success. That paid for a lot of education right there. The folks, people have been with me for a long time know that I will not trade unless I believe the odds are in our favor. I'm not here to put you in trades without meeting the criteria that I've established in taking the risk. And so when I take a trade, I expect, we've been waiting for it to set up. We showed patience and we did it, and the odds are in our favor. And they all don't work out, but it's nice to know that I'm going through those steps. The idea is to grow your account. Let's take a look at trades I put on last Friday from viewpoint of a 30-minute chart on my DTI. XSP, another weekly side hustle, successful in blue. Everybody see that? XSP. Amazon, we did a buzz fly there, very successful. Amazon. Microsoft, another one. And QQQ, another one successful. That's a pretty good, I would be asking myself, how can I do that if I was you? Well, you can do that, but you got to have the right tools. AMD, another one. Now, Bill's been with me, 17 years. And, we've had some market turmoil in the past. And as a new trader, when we trade, I won't trade during time periods odds go down. I'll back away. Okay? But patience does pay over time. And if you've been with me any length of time and over time it will pay. There's only one conclusion you can make by using MTI by DTI. This is what I want everybody here to recognize. It works. Now, if you're going to put your hard-earned money into the market, I want you to have the right tools. This is the right tool to set you up. All those trades we just looked at were generated off MTI by DTI. It's a simple process. We wait for the green arrow. We wait for it to cross that second white line, and we get long. Not hard to follow those rules, is it? Don't trade without the market timing indicator. Don't have to be a computer whiz that does all the calculations for you. We did all the work behind the scenes, and you can download it to your platform at the close of this webinar, and you can go through all your stocks you're interested in or thinking about being interested in. But in a minute, I call it a money minute, you'll have the market timing indicator on your computer. Look how easy it is. Copy it, paste it, post it, you got it. Everybody here can do that. And if you never download the indicator with Thinkorswim, we'll walk you through the entire process step by step. Got a guide that will give you when you purchase it. So once you're done, you start using it right away. No extra steps. Look for that green arrow for your long entry signal. Nate and I did this thing. We talked about the stock. Look at that. Does everybody see how it's crossed that second white line there? Everybody see that? Folks, This MTI works. You want something like this if you're trading. What it did on TGTX. You know, over half the battle, most folks know which stocks to trade. We got a scanner with the MTI. It's called an opportunity scanner. Analyze the entire market. That Dave I was talking about, look at it. Look at all the buys there. Also tell you when to go short. That's where you buy puts. You always know where you stand with MTI by DTI. Just by understanding a few basic concepts. Look what December 8th said. Universal Health had a buy signal. Guess what happened? Yeah, that's what happened. See that era? Look at the stock price after the era came. This is what's beautiful about it. Look at that. Very impressive. Using options, tying it in, 151% on a 45-day trade. Not bad. Here's BlackRock. Look at BlackRock. Buy signal, green arrow. Do you think you could follow this if you did this the same way I'm talking about it right now every time before you made a trade? Plug it in there and say, okay, I got a green arrow, I'm going long. I know it's simple, but it works. This sucker works. 310% less than 2 months on that one. I liked it back in 2022 when the market was falling out of bed. It kept us out of trouble on January 5th, the whole year. Entries and exits on the trade, tells you where to get out. We charged $4,000 when we first brought it out. That's the retail price, but then we made some deals and we cut the price down. We got it down now that if you listen to me and or you're in these live events that I'm with, you're going to pick up money and get on a scholarship with simple things. I've got workshops created for long-term trading, for short-term trading, for swing trading, all the workshops. There's the long-term. Tells you what to look for if you want to go long-term. After July 5th, you better use that one. Short-term, we're using that right now. We're going to make a transition from short-term trading to swing trading with workshop number 3. Workshop number 4, you like income? I used it today on an AMD trade for some income next week. And then putting it all together where you're hitting on all cylinders. Running down that road. I'll teach you how to use it. We'll have some live events together. Any asset, multiple strategies. You hear somebody on TV talk about something you're interested, plug it in the MTI. I bet you'll back away. They're not using this. Each strategy is based on a lot of experience that I came up with to come up with this where you can do it, okay? These workshops are so valuable just by themselves. The techniques, the proprietary information you get. We tie them into our MTI by DTI package. Now, we could have stayed at that same price, but I wanted to put it as many hands as possible because I knew it would help people. So we cut the price. We know it's worth that, but we cut the price. Run that opportunity scanner. Get ready for Monday. Over the weekend running. Entry, where to get in, where to exit. You're not going to have to pay that. No reason you can't do this if you make your mind up and you're in this game to win it. 50% discount off of it. We'll take it down. Then we got another little kicker in here to make sure you get it. 1997, but not done. This is the beautiful thing about this. If you join right now, you got lifetime membership, VIP. No more subscription fees, no more data fees, nothing, annual renewals, anything. You got it. you won't get rid of. If you get a new computer, you'll move it to your new computer. Make a decision, easy today. Take it at this unlimited upgrades also, no extra cost there. No upgrade fees, nothing else included. You got one price and you're in for life. Now, I know that's a steal, but what we did, we knocked it down even further. And we've been nailing trades right and left. You saw a couple I gave you example today. NVIDIA here, 24% in a month. Lunar, 140% gain. 214% gain. This is Nate. He said, take another 500 off. Look at this price we're giving this lifetime thing away. This is pretty good. Total price, $14.97. You're rocking and rolling Monday through. Hey, this is how you take a tool. I trade live with you, and you get a scholarship through those live trading. That's the way I like to do it. Let the uneducated pay. The people that don't have this tool. And once you get it, go to the 5 master classes, and I will name next week some flash meetings to get your money. I know what you got to do, and we will do it. Click the link in the chat. They'll put it in there. Get signed up, and let's do it. Go to dtitrader.com/MTI. Adam put it in there, or call 904-706-3532 if you need any special help getting it. Kelly and Jeffrey have been briefed to give you all courtesy to make sure you get it. They'll help you figure it out how to do it. Run that on this whole stock market like I'm going to this weekend. You'll be in sync with me. No additional fees ever. A lot of people have sent me a lot of love letters about MTI. Look what Dave said. Nothing's close. And he's right. Nothing's close to this. I've got a whole screen up here on MTI right now. And I can tell, and I can scan through, and I have it connected to my watch list. I just go through finding opportunities when the market sets up. I think he's right. Now, I'd argue with David a little bit, but if he thinks it's the best tool, it just works. He's right about that. It just works. But you can't procrastinate. You want this discounted price, you got to take it. Go to dtitrader.com. Go to 904-706-3532 and get something. Now, here's a question I got for you. How hard is it to understand MTI by DTI? Say I'm a new player and I understand the concept. If I buy something, I need to sell it at a higher price. Everybody give me a yes if you understand that concept. If I buy something, I need to sell it at a higher price. And if I do that, I put money in my account, correct? Well, DTI, by MTI by DTI, it tells you by a green arrow saying buy it and do it. SP said he's using it for other tickers. Good for him. It's not hard to understand. It's a picture. It's a picture. Does it work long term? Absolutely. After July, you'll see me go through a series of stocks I plan on holding forever. I already started building it. You know, building what I'm doing. Did y'all see Tesla today? You know where we're in at on MTI because of MTI? $250 a share. You know where it's trading right now? Tesla, $298 a share. We're on Berkshire. It's up. It does work long term and up and down markets. You really want to put the dog on, put MTI on. What's the single best reason you should put MTI by DTI to work for you? What's the single best? What do you think is the single best reason for you doing that? Well, if I understand everybody's goal, is that everybody's goal is to make money, right? Well, why not make money having the right tool working for you, not in 5 days, but on the very next trade you make, on the direction you take. That's why the single best reason. It makes you money. It keeps a process. Lifetime access, $14.97, dtitrader.com/MTI. You got any questions, call 904-706-3532. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go live. Let me look at the time. We're going to go live in 10 minutes. Now, I'm going to put on a trade, an income trade using MTI, okay? And I'm going to do it. We'll post it in our Telegram channel room, MTI by DTI, okay? We'll do that. But in 9 minutes, I'm going to show you how this money $14.97. How many people, if they bought MTI and did this one trade, would like the fact they got back a third of their money in the next few days? How many people would like that? Tell me you'd like that. That's my goal. I'm going to put a trade out in MTI before the close of the day. I'm going to do it about 10 minutes to go, and we're going to do it. And then I'll come back around with a master class and show you how to get the other side of it too. How you like that? Maybe we'll do it 3 trades. That'll be our goal. All right, I'll be back in 8 minutes. I'll be working. He'll go live. We'll look at a few stocks, and we'll be ready to go. Sound like a fun game to play? Get signed up now, and it would do it. Andy, you got it. You got the math. I will do 3 trades posted into one of them today, 2 more in MTI by DTI in the room. Give everybody a chance to get there. Okay, get signed up. And Jonathan, once they get the welcome letter, they can go direct in the room. Is that correct?
Yep, Tom, that is correct.
Yeah, Kurt, you can use it. In fact, Kurt, I'm going to use MTI for next week, and I'm going to put the trade out in there in about 15 minutes. Put it on the line. That's what we're going to do. It won't be as good as Dave. Jumps up 60%, but all it's got to do is just stay in the game. Jonathan, I'll call you and have you post the trade into MTI by DTI on this break, okay?
I'll be looking for you, Tom.
All right, folks, he's got the trade. It's being posted to MTI by DTI. Make sure once you sign up, you get the link to get into the room to get the trade. Oh, it's posted now. Y'all like the way I start working on the scholarship before the paint's dry? Huh? I'll do 2 master classes next week with MTI too. But I gotta have a love letter from me if I'm able to accomplish the goal. Yeah, Oscar, Jonathan will make sure you get it. Let him get caught up. Make sure that you join these Telegram channels. A lot goes on in these Telegram channels. Foo Fighter, no, it does not include access to the roadmap. MTI is a special indicator I put together to be a complement to the roadmap software. We developed this in Easter of 2022. It's been such a hit. I like to make sure everybody's got it. That TNT and the roadmap. Then you got the things that's going to help you grow your account. You know, one thing's for sure. If you listen, I mean, you see the trades we make. I couldn't do this without the right tools. I've been trading for 40 years. How are you going to do it if you don't have the right tools? If you want to buy, let me say this: if you decide you want to get all three, contact Kelly Barber, and she will give you how to do it. Where she puts a package deal together for you. Okay, if you want to get all three, just contact Kelly Barber or Jeffrey Ondracker. Okay. You could go down to 5 minutes. A lot of my people in my Futures First program are using MTI. Dave, the target 6 cents. Michael's using 5 minutes for Futures First at night. Yeah, Oscar, that's right. You got it right. Hey, let me ask a question. Does anybody else give me some feedback? Does anybody else do live trading while they're talking to you about stuff like this during the presentation stuff? Does anybody do that? I'm just curious. Jonathan, will you tell Les how to get to the training for MTI?
Yep, we'll do that. Let's see who asked. Or whoever asked. You go to oneclicktrading.com, you get signed in, then you find Market Timing Indicator, which is one of your programs. And in there, you'll find all sorts of information, including the workshops. Should be labeled MTI by DTI Education, I believe. And you'll also find the link to join the Telegram channel.
All right, John, let's go to a live MTI by DTI.
All right, I've got the S&P futures, the daily chart on the left and a 30-minute chart on the right.
Okay, and we're on the left. Tell me what the arrow says.
Arrow says long as of, I don't know, 5 or 6 days ago.
Yep. Okay, so you're long term. On the short term, it's saying short. If you look at it in short term, okay, it has to get above what number, Jonathan, to turn into a buy? 95, 96, right?
Yeah, yep, 96 right now, yep.
Okay. All right, so that's on that. All right, let's look at Palantir and do analysis. What does Palantir say?
Palantir's been long for at least a month, that looks like, or close to a month. Got you long at 88, and now it's up to 117 on the daily.
Pretty good stuff.
Very
On
good.
the short term, Palantir looks like it's trying to turn, needs to get above 118, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the number, 118.
Does everybody see how to anticipate where it turns into a buy, going from long to long on the short term? If you use those hand in hand, you ought to be long Palantir, but there's times that you want to be pulled back. And when you pull back, you wait to get above that white line to go again. Does everybody see that? That's an important insight to it, okay? All right, let's look at the QQQ. Long on the long term, and on the short term, it needs to get above, what is that, 489.66?
You got it, that's it.
Now, I'll tell you, personally, I tend to look at the short term because I use the roadmap in conjunction with this to sort of improves my odds by doing that. And but then I look at the long term, like this weekend, when I do my 10 tickers. Anybody ever seen me do the 10 tickers? When I do my 10 tickers, I will look at the long term and the short term to make sure I got the right 10. Okay. Yeah. All right, the last one we'll look at is AMD. long on long term. Jonathan, how high does it have to be long on the short term, or is it there?
It is there on the short term. Yeah, it's long. It's got you long on the short term too.
That's a clue, folks. Anyway, let's look at TQQ. This is a trade I put on when we started. Long term's bullish, but I was anticipating, see that 59 area? I was anticipating us coming up into the press conference. And we can hold this to 8 o'clock tonight if we don't get stopped out, okay? Yes. Sunday night, Polly, is when I had a meeting on the 10 tickers. Well, Jonathan, anything you want to talk to him about? I'd like to stay with it in case the president comes on. Then we can wrap it up if he doesn't come on.
What time was he supposed to be on?
4.
4 o'clock. So he's, well, I mean, didn't you say he's been about 30 minutes late here lately? How late do you want to stay?
Yeah, but it's Friday afternoon. We'll stay 5 minutes. We'll give him 5 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Now let me put the slide back up. And I just want to reiterate that everything, once you get signed up, you can head over to the members area and you're going to find, or let me just show it real quick to you while we wait. One-click trading, you'll search for market timing indicator. And we've got a brand new look, looks great. There's your MTI Telegram link right here. The Telegram link to the right of that is Tom's T-Buzz TV, which you're welcome to join for free. No problem. Get to Tom's Pivot every day. The market timing indicator is where you find your MTI codes to get the charts installed and also the opportunity scanner. Inside that module there are also support videos that you can watch and teaches you step by step how to get everything installed. And then out to the right is our Options Made Simple course, which is great if you're brand new to options or if you just need to review different strategies like debit call spreads and credit put spreads, that sort of thing. Scroll down and you have your education section. You got 26 items in there, so you can click more and see them all. As a quick access, you've got an afternoon training guide, a main session from Tom here, and a bonus session over here. But again, all your workshops 1 through 3, 4, 5 will be in this area. So you would want to click more and go to that. And the last portion of your access down here is for resources. You can see the DTI calendar. You can join Tom's YouTube channel. Definitely do that. Like and subscribe to the channel. It'll help grow Tom's channel, which is a great channel. We're growing it every day. And then, of course, DTI's resources sheet. On that resources sheet, you'll find a link to Tom's first book, plus all different kinds of other additional resources on top of your MTI membership.
Reckitt just posted that Russia has agreed to a 30-day ceasefire. Is that right? Russian news reported. We'll show you. I'll probably do this on Monday, Jonathan, looking at the schedule, okay, on MTI. Maybe 3 o'clock Monday.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we've shown how we use the scanners a whole bunch, Rob.
That way we do another trade and make another strike against that price.
Yeah, that'd be fine. So of those 36 items, every time you're live teaching, which
yeah, so Adam brings up good. Do we have the roadmap channel yet?
If I can finish my point real quick to Rob, just review those videos. Tom Trades Live live, Trey's live every time he is live. And we had, what was it, over 30 sessions with MTI already. And Tom just said he would add a new one to get you in front of him in the current market, which is always useful, of course, and what Tom does every time. So that's that. And then addressing the roadmap channel, yes, you should have got an email right before we started this session this afternoon with the link to join, and about 30 people have already joined the channel. Those who are probably had their email open, heard the ding, saw it, and went ahead and joined the channel. So thanks for joining.
Yeah, make sure you're in here's the channels you want to be. You'll be in TNT channel. You want to be in the roadmap channel and the MTI channel. And then if you're in futures, definitely be in the futures channel. That futures channel is a hot one. All right, Jonathan, I haven't seen him show up yet. Have you? Yeah, we're 10 minutes early. You want to take a 10-minute break and come back, or we'll stay at 4:05. Anything else we need to cover with anybody? Why don't you do this? Put a 15-minute timer. We'll come back for 2 minutes, wrap up, and then wish everybody a happy weekend. See everybody Sunday night. And why don't we do that, Jonathan? Does that sound like a plan?
15 minutes is running. See you then.
Okay. I was asked, do I typically go flat on short-term trades? TQQ, I'll go flat, but I can stay to 8 o'clock tonight on the TQQ. But I'll typically go flat and clean up things on a Friday afternoon. I like to start out my week Mondays, where I'm not biased about something supposed to happen. If that makes any sense. Now, if it's an option play, like the play I did in MTI, yeah, I'll stay in that one. But the nice thing about SQQ, TQQ, you can get in and out for very little money. Doesn't cost you any commission. You just got to get the direction right more than 50% of the time, and we definitely do that. So, some go your way right away and hit big targets, but generally speaking, I'm just trying to get anywhere from 25 cents to $1, off the thing. Oscar's very happy with the service you gave him. I enjoyed this flash meeting on Friday afternoon to wrap everything up, and hey, the only conclusion you can make after looking at what we do with MTI by DTI is be part of it. Like I said, if you want to work out something with Kelly and Jeffrey, I'm fine with that. Okay, I want you to have it. That's a heck of a price, $14.97 unlimited. And I put in a scholarship plan. I like that. I like those games we play. Hey, Sandra. Pretty name. Palantir's getting a bid towards the close. It's jumped up about 60 cents. It might trade back up to 119 in the after hours. I'm not sure, but that's the first time I've seen order flow change on Palantir today. Hey, let me tell you what I had some shares of Palantir, and it had run so much they were going to call my stock away today. So I'm going to ask you. I'll tell you what. I'll see what decision you make. So I sold the call. It was a 110 call. I sold for $3.50. I also had some puts I'd sold, so I had probably $4 or $5 between the two. But this was the decision. I could buy back the call and pay $7 and sell next Friday's call, the 120 for 3.5. So I lose $3.50 on that, but I pick up $10 on it from 110 to 120. So I made that decision to go into next week with it. I always look at what they're going to take it away from me and where I think the stock's got the potential to go higher, which I do. And I did that, but that's a pretty good little swap there. It cost me $3 to get 10. Now I got to stay long another 7 days. Okay. Barry, I've looked at it. It's just because of yesterday's closing market sold off at the end of the day. It'll take about a day or two to get back in sync. How many people like this review at the end of the week we're doing? So it gives you a chance to ask questions and do things and have some contact and all that. And maybe some lessons, flavor and stuff. Carrie, are you here? Carrie? 3 o'clock's a good time in the day to have a meeting. I actually starting to prefer it. Thanks, Mark. That's awful nice. Remember, stocks trade to 8 o'clock tonight. I remember it was a Friday evening when I bought Bitto for the first time, and I put out messages in, in TNT and stuff like that. You saw what we did on Bitto, but that's pretty cool stuff. And I like it. Actually, I like Sunday night now because at 8 o'clock stocks trade all night long, and you can get a jump on some of these stocks that are going to move for the week. They really have come a long way, long way. Sandra, have you read the white papers? You need to go through the white papers. They explain pivot and everything. Jonathan will post a link in there. Do that as a homework assignment over the week, then ask questions. I think it'll make a lot of sense to you. Well, folks, that's 4 o'clock. And guess what? No Trump. I want to give everybody a number if they trade the TQQ tonight. 59.55. Write that number down. 59.55. Gets above that tonight, there's a trade there, okay? Above 59.55 on the TQQ. And you got to put good to cancel EXTO to trade at night. Everybody got that? Been a pleasure. I know you made a good decision getting your MTI on the books. We'll talk a lot about it Monday afternoon. And Bitcoin had a good week. Jonathan, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I tell my battery's running low. So, meaning it's been a long week. We haven't got stopped out yet, Michael. We're still in the game.
The word called patience. But yeah, it's been a long week, Tom. Good week. Look forward to next week.
All right, I'll see everybody Sunday night at 8 o'clock. Don't be late. And I will post, let me just tell everybody, if I see anything worthwhile to know after Trump has his deal, then I'll post it in TNT, okay? If you're not a member of TNT, Jonathan will put the link in there, you can join. Yeah, that's what I would do, Mike. That's the play. All right, y'all have a good night. Thank you.